Now stay out of Florida.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. The sum of all fears just happened for Democrats in the House, and it is going to be a doomsday when Florida decides to redistrict as well. Texas decided to redistrict. I'm in Texas right now, actually, on a story that is tangential to all of this, but my home state of Florida, which I left at 5 a.m. this morning, right there, that little district, for instance, that's hanging on by a thread. That's where I live. This is the Miami area. You can see here a handful of blue seats that are goofy in nature and shape and could easily be carved right up into a nice fat red district like the state of Texas did in representing the will of the people of Texas. Speaker of the House in Florida officially forms Congressional Redistricting Committee. House Speaker Daniel Perez sent out a memo to lawmakers Thursday afternoon announcing the creation of the Select Committee on Congressional Redistricting. Baby, it's gotten real. Major breaking. Florida is redistricting before 2026. The Florida House Speaker has just announced the Congressional Redistricting Committee. Ron DeSantis already said he's in favor of this, joining Texas. This comes as the Florida Supreme Court upheld an ambitious GOP map to get rid of the race-based district in 2022. At least there's going to be +1 GOP seat. It could be +3 or 4. Right now, every single seat for Democrats in the state of Florida is very, very light blue anyway. Very bad trends for the Democrat state party in the state of Florida. They pretty much are non-existent anymore and are just kind of hanging on by a thread. And this is part of a big push by President Trump and Republicans to redraw election maps in multiple states. The effort has worried some, worried all the right people. Republicans are exploring ways to redraw congressional maps after their favor well beyond Texas as President Trump pushes for aggressive changes, worrying that some in the party have little appetite for escalating redistricting war with Democrats. The White House has been driving a GOP redistricting effort, according to people familiar with the process, some of whom spoke on the condition of anonymity to describe private conversations. Republicans are discussing ways to create new red seats in Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, and now Florida has announced this plan as well, potentially as many as 5 new seats in Florida. They may face legal hurdles. Oh my. The Supreme Court is also set to strike down race-based gerrymandering, which of course has been a holy grail for Democrats in order to get 20 or 30 extra House seats. A White House spokesperson said staffers have not drawn any maps. But Trump's pollsters said the president didn't want to risk facing a Democrat-led investigations, and he previously did, and the party retakes control of Congress. After everything he's been through, I don't think he wants to leave anything to chance and allow his opponents to do what they did to him first term and subsequent years, says McLaughlin. Some elected Republicans are skeptical of the push to redraw, concerned about Democrat retaliation in blue states, but there is no such thing as that because every single blue state has already been gerrymandered within an inch of their life. There's no such thing as a blue state that has fair Republican seats. That doesn't exist. Every single blue state has already been ripped beyond any comprehension of fairness. The Democrats have done this for a long time. Republicans are just weak. Florida State House just set up a committee on how to deal with congressional redistricting in anticipation of a redraw. Want to make liberals' head explode? Share this post. Florida is now redistricting. Texas is undertaking 5 new seats. Florida may actually add another 5. It's a dozen new seats, and the meltdown continues. Florida is joining the redistricting wars. So you can see here the possible gains for Democrats. Well, California +9. There's only 9 Republicans representing all of California. So that doesn't make any sense. So you're going to redistrict every single seat out of California? Yeah, I don't think so. Good luck. By the way, all of these states, Maryland and Oregon and California, need constitutional amendments in order to pass this. Republicans, on the other hand, don't. So Texas +6, Florida +5, Ohio +3, Indiana +2, Kansas, you're talking nearly 20 seats there. goodness gracious. Florida is ready to rock. Florida is ready to join the redistricting push. This is from the House Speaker Daniel Perez. Here we go. Detailed look at Florida's new congressional districts. Here we go. And it looks like you're going to be able to get, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 seats here. DeSantis and Trump on redoing the census and only counting American citizens. Trump and DeSantis, while they were standing on the tarmac at Alligator Alcatraz, and I was like a foot away from both of them, talking about this.
How many Americans with proof of citizenship are in our area, in our country, redistricting some of the House districts? Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll speak for both of us. We love it. Okay, you're going to like this one. I know all about it. We want to bring our elections back. The election in 2020 was rigged, millions and millions of votes. It had to do with COVID and a lot of things, but it really had to do with the crooked people. The Democrats are very good at cheating on elections. And that's why I said too big to rig. They tried this one too. But after about 9:02, they gave up too many votes, too big to rig. Ron would love it. I would love it. Christie would love it. That's what they have to do. They have to bring it back. And we have to look, Ron, they include anybody that happens to be in your state.
Well, California would lose like 5 seats if they did a fair census. And even beyond that, the Biden census gypped Florida of at least 1 seat. We only got 1 seat in the last census. Are you trying to tell me that Florida only had 1 seat in that? We should have had at least 2. Texas should have had another one. That could be the difference in the House of Representatives and the majority. So I would love for them to redo the census for 26. My legislature will redistrict those lines. We'll get it to where it's fair. But as it's right now, this country is not fairly apportioned. I've got so many more millions of people in Florida that have representation because of that flawed census.
Mr. President, I think it's going to do very well. A lot of people, I don't know if you've heard about it, it's captivated the country. Everybody wants it. It's going to get in. It's going to pass.
And that comes after President Trump has just demanded a new census that only includes Americans, which of course is incredibly important, will not be continued. No one will allow criminal aliens to be in the census any longer, as President Trump from this morning. This is, of course, not only really smart, but it's suicidal in order to let criminal aliens take over your country and to rig your elections. 2024 presidential election, if only U.S.-born citizens were counted in the census. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Stephen Miller on our show way back in the day, and he told us exactly what would happen if only Americans were counted in the census. Here you go.
Do you agree? Elon Musk made huge news this week, posting a video about effectively the scheme to create a new political class for the Democrat Party through illegal immigration and to allow these criminal aliens to vote then in the 2024 election. That's part of the plan. You agree with that? That's baked in.
There's broadly construed. There are 3 immediate objectives Democrats have with respect to open borders. And those are, 1, this already happens. They're counted in the census, which means more congressional seats for states with illegal aliens and electoral college votes. California would have half of the electoral college votes it has right now, but for illegal immigration. Think about that.
Wow.
The electoral map, where this automatic giant behemoth of electoral college votes is delivered to the left immediately, is because of illegal immigration. 2, there's no citizenship verification to vote in American elections. Very few people realize this. If you ask for it, you get a form and it says, are you a citizen, yes or no? If you check the yes box, that is it. Every state that has tried to validate that, and the federal government does zero validation, has been blocked successfully in court, now going on for more than 20 years. This is a true statement without exaggeration. There's not a single state in this country where illegal aliens cannot vote simply by checking a box. And as you can imagine, the potential for massive fraud there is increased exponentially with mass mail-in voting. So if even a small percentage of Biden's illegal aliens fill out mail-in ballots, fill out ballots that go into the drop boxes, etc., that would be outcome determinative in races up and down the ballot. Now, all it would take to stop this would be for the House to attach to a must-pass bill legislation requiring citizenship verification to vote in 2024. And the third thing is that as soon as they have the power and ability to do so, they would pass a law making all illegal aliens into full voting citizens. Had it not been for the fact that Joe Manchin, and Joe Manchin is indeed he's a hardcore liberal. He's voted against us on almost everything of importance. But he did one thing that was noteworthy, which is that he refused to eliminate the filibuster. If he had voted to end the filibuster, they would have, in the first month of Biden's presidency, passed a full Citizenship and Voting Rights Act for all illegal aliens in the country. And they had the votes to do it, but for the fact that Manchin didn't agree to waive the filibuster. Manchin, by the way, he supports amnesty. He would have voted for the bill. He just didn't vote to get rid of the filibuster. So those three things are the primary reasons why Democrats want an open border. There are many others. We don't have time to go into them all, but those are the three big ones.